All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to AUSF1. It is draft night for season 10, and can't wait to get the show on the road. Scotty in the box as one of your hosts for this evening, back doing another draft with you. So thank you for the guys trusting me with it. But thankfully, I am not alone this evening. I've got two lads to help me take you through the picks tonight, Xanon and Ashton. Welcome to you both on this lovely but very hot Sunday evening.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Scotty.
So how are you guys feeling?
Absolutely.
Sorry.
I'm feeling pretty good. Oh,
That's all right. We're already 2 minutes in and are already talking over each other. This is going to be a great night. But I'll let you go, Ash, now.
I'm going pretty well, thank you, Scotty. AUSF1 has dropped to 2 tiers, but hopefully that means we'll get some even more competitive action than we have had in seasons past. 40 drivers to get picked tonight out of, I think, around the 50 or so drivers. So unfortunately, some people will miss out, but reserve spots will always be open, but there is a high chance that you get picked, so make sure to tune in.
Yeah, exactly right. Xanon, how are you?
I'm doing absolutely stellar. Glad to be back here doing another draft with yourself, Ashton. Yeah, can't get this one done over and done with.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously we got 10 TPs, as you can see on your screen. Devastator leads Mercedes. TMT Legend is McLaren. Jetman has the Haas racing team. Jackson is Sauber. Damo is Red Bull. Aussie 2K, of course, has Ferrari. Sheldon in the Williams. Botanical in the Aston Martin. Toast is in the Alpine. And then Mozza has the Racing Bulls. So some new TPs, some others, as I've just seen a little notification, so I'm going to have to adjust my list, but looking at those 10 TPs, some of us have worked with those said TPs. Who are you guys thinking who could be a TP that stands out this season?
Who wants to go first, Ashton? You?
I was going to let you go first, but I'll take it if you insist. I'm not familiar with some of these guys. Jackson has done some stuff over at VSC. I believe that this is his first season at AUSF1, taking the Kick Sauber seat I held for 2 seasons and did win an overalls in. Damo, I don't think he's been a TP for a hot minute, so it'll be interesting to see what his strategy is coming into season number 10 here at AUSF1. And then Toast, I'm not super active in F1 leagues nowadays, but I have not heard of Toast, so I'm excited to see the knowledge he brings to the table and what his strategy is and how he's going to go about being a TP. But there's definitely some more experienced names on this list. Aussie 2K Goat has been a TP here since probably before I was born. Devastator as well has a lot of TP experience. Same with TMT Legend. So, but there's also some of those intermediate guys in there, like Jetman, Will Sheldon, and Botanical Bot, that probably haven't been a TP for a super long time, but certainly have the experience.
Yeah, I can fully agree with you there. I've been a driver for about half of these guys, currently one for Jackson. He's a very, very good team principal. Same as Shetman. He's got a solid amount of experience. Same as Devastator. We were able to win a championship together, and I know TMT Legend across various leagues have won many, many overalls and drivers championships. So those are some names to watch out for. Again, Toast, very, very new to the scene. I think he's new to AUSF1. So it'll be good to see what he could do. He could be a little bit of an underdog, same as Botanical Bot. I do know Mozza's got some experience. Again, an underdog that's looking to see what he can do.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating with experienced versus non-experienced. But as I said, it's the drivers that you got to be paired up with. So we'll have a quick look at the calendar. So we're just waiting on the first pick, which we'll get to in a minute. So we'll quickly go to the calendar so we can see where we race in at this season. And obviously, and we've sort of taken a little bit with what Inters did last season, and we've sort of separated them into the blocks. So we go to Europe for the first 3 rounds: Imola, Austria, and Hungary. The Americas through 4 through 6, Brazil, Mexico, Coda. Middle East is Abu Dhabi, Jeddah, and Bahrain. And then we round us off at Australasia in Japan, Singapore, and then we have our home country track in Australia, rounding us off on the 27th to 28th of April. Lads, I'm not sure how much input you guys had with the calendar, but it is a unique calendar, some favourite tracks, and a couple of tracks I'm not a fan of, but yeah, it's looking good, the calendar this season.
Yeah, most definitely a good mix of tracks. I know a lot of drivers like and dislike, so it'll kind of show the commitment to your team. If you really don't like a track, if you don't put enough practice in, that could really affect the result for yourself and your team. So this is where team principals are going to go into that little second depth and look at the drivers that they know will be consistent each and every round. But personally, one of the best calendars I've seen for a while.
Yeah, this calendar, I think it'll be amazing. There's some tracks that definitely have a lot of potential racing wise: Austria, Brazil, Coda, Bahrain, Australia, Japan. They always produce amazing battles in my experience. But then there's also some that can be a bit more processional, but it's a battle of strategy and endurance, like Hungary, Imola, and what else is there? I think, and Singapore. It's definitely an endurance race. Break week after round 9. But apart from that, this will be a very quick season, and championship battles will flow amazingly over the course of this calendar, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be crucial to have both your drivers finished in each tier to make sure you pick up as many points as you can, being the shortened 12-round calendar, and of course whatever is happening with the 26 DLC. Of course, I know a lot of people are sort of waiting on that to see if much changes with it, but I have to wait and see. But yeah, a fast calendar, an exciting calendar as well. So I can't wait to get into it. But enough talking. Let's head over to our draft screen, so you can see tier 1. So the names on the left-hand side are the drivers available to be picked. We've got the TPs in their spots. Damo was a late scratching in terms of a full-time drive, so that pick 11 is now available again, but he's still obviously going to be TP of Red Bull. And I know Aussie is 50-50 in terms of that race seat. So I think if there's a certain driver that drops down to 12, I think he'll let go of his full-time seat and potentially squeeze someone in there. So Aussie's a question mark as well, but Botanical, Little Sheldon and Toast are your 3 TPs that are definitely locked in, and obviously all TPs have been selected as their second pick in each tier, as you'll see what tier 2 is as well, with the TPs over there. But we'll get our draft going underway. So it is Alpine first off. Lads, do you have that pick for me? Because I don't believe Toast is available at the moment, so we're just waiting on his pick.
I believe that Mercy has sent through the pick, and it's not particularly surprising from what I've seen of this driver. He is by far the best of the bunch, absolutely rapid, and hopefully a bit more consistent and clean this year. But the number 1 pick joining Alpine will be Lord Marvier.
Yeah, and I think that's a fairly easy pick. I believe he's very, very quick.
You know, he's got some pace on him. So he's definitely a driver I expected to go probably in the top 3 if he went any further than that. People are missing some potential. So Alpine with that first pick, definitely taking full advantage of that, because Lord, I definitely know will be a good pillar to that team, really being able to help out with the setups and just helping drivers learn a track.
Yeah, 100%. Pick 2, it is Jackson first pick in the Sauber. So, we got Jackson. Oh, we got How are you, mate?
Amazing.
Well, this is your first pick of the night. You got pick 2. Who are you looking at for Sauber this season?
Who got picked?
So Lord got pick 1. So anybody apart from him?
Where's the list? Let me look. I'm pretty sure it was Apollo Pepsi.
Yeah, that was definitely a top 5 pick for me. Apollo Pepsi goes to Sauber. Yeah, that's a great pick. So thank you, Jackson, and we'll catch you a little bit later on. So pick 3 was Mozza, and I believe Mercy is doing their picks as well.
Yes, he has sent through the pick, and Moz is going to be selecting for the 3rd pick, AUSF1. Now, I don't know too much about him. Would any of you guys know anything, or is he a little bit of an underdog for the season?
Yes, sadly, not a lot from me, sadly.
Yeah, neither, Scotty. Obviously, Mozza has faith in his pick, Aid 7733 in the V carb. I mean, once again, underdog pick, but as I said, faith, and he definitely could be a sneaky dark horse to win the title, being picked so high. Mozza obviously knows something.
Yeah, exactly right. As we head over to pick number 4, and it is the first pick of the night to Devo, so we'll get him in the chat. Devo,
Hello,
we got
Devo.
you.
We gents.
Good.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
Good.
So anyway, is it pick 4 now? Yeah. I'll take Bags Liddell.
Yeah, I think that's Bags also another top pick. And yeah, he's going to be. He was a late sign up, but yeah, definitely good to see Bags picked up.
Yeah, Bags, one of the faster controller players that I've heard of in the league racing scene. He normally is pretty consistent. Normally, and sorry, I'm stumbling over myself here. He's normally pretty consistent and fast, so I think that is a very nice pickup for the Mercedes outfit at pick number 4.
Yeah, not only a controller player that does not use any assists as well. So fair play to Bags to be able to sort of keep pace with the guys around him as well.
Indeed.
All right, so our next pick is our first one from Williams, pick number 5. So I believe that is Sheldon. So we're just waiting on a vote. Oh, I can see it.
Yes. Do you want to say it, or do you want me and Ashton to say it?
I'll let you say it because I'm going to be too busy trying to fumble these names behind the scenes.
That's all good. Lil Selden for the 5th pick of the Tier 1 draft is going to select Globdrip as his first V1 driver, or Tier 1 driver, joining him for the Tier 1 season. Globdrip, he's been around the scene for a little bit. I knew him back from the ORL days. Definitely a really solid driver to be picking nice and early on, so I think he'll be decently consistent for him. What do you think, Ashton?
Yeah, Will Sheldon he is. Oh, wait, Globdrip or Will Sheldon? I thought it was...
No, Glob.
I thought you said Sheldon.
Glob.
Oh, wow. Oh, I've read Will Sheldon and he's picking Globdrip. Okay, I can't read, but Globdrip definitely will pair well with Will Sheldon. From memory, I picked him last season, or I looked at him last season or the season before, and he actually did perform pretty well when he was on. So I'm hoping that he can continue that form throughout the season.
Yeah, and I believe I had him as a teammate a while ago, but I think he's improved his pace since then. Still struggled a little bit with consistency in the races, but would not surprise me if he sort of fixed that up. But he's definitely got pace and found pace, so I think that's a good pick 5. So we'll see how Glob and Sheldon go together with Williams as we head over to pick number 6, and that is McLaren.
Who's the McLaren?
So McLaren is Legend, so he's unavailable for tonight as well. So I'd imagine that Mercy will have a sneaky pick for us.
Yes. Mercy has sent through the pick, and it is someone who was absolutely rapid last season, just not on a Monday night. Simo, your reigning Tier 2 champion, was absolutely rapid last season, and he will be joining the McLaren outfit in Season 10.
Yeah, exactly right. He switched from an Aston Martin over to McLaren, and he was. Him and Zilla were pretty much unbeatable in Tier 2, and yeah, good to see Simo fighting right up there. And I've seen him in a couple of leagues recently, and he hasn't lost any pace. So yeah, Simo's a great pick for McLaren and Legend.
Yeah, I could fully agree with you on that one.
All right, so we head over to Haas for the first time, and that is Jetman.
Yes. So Jetman's pick has been sent through. Now, I don't really know this driver, but for the 7th pick here this evening, Jetman will select Tyler FF223. Now, you guys might be able to shed a little bit more light on him, but I actually have no clue who he is. For him to go 7th pick, he must
I will
have some
gladly
pace.
shine some light on you on Tyler. Tyler is
Okay.
an OG in the scenes. He is a legend. He has pace. That is a good pickup for Jetman. He's been away for a bit, but once he finds his groove, he's got it. That is a good pick for Jetman.
I agree. Tyler is an amazing pick. I haven't seen him in a couple seasons, but I do remember him being a part of some amazing battles and having some amazing pace. And it will be great to see him return to AUSF1 and hopefully showcase that pace that he has had before.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's a great pickup. As I said, along with what you guys are saying, as I said, he's been around for ages. Obviously, I had to took some time away, but glad to see him back, and he will be in the Haas this season. As we head over to Aston Martin for pick 8 and his Botanical Bot.
G'day lads, how are we?
Yeah, good. How are you feeling for tonight?
Feeling very good. My pick's still on the board, so I'm a happy man.
I have a feeling where you may go with this pick, but let's hear it anyway.
Yeah, look, obviously, first preference is I really wanted to have AIDS, but can't have AIDS. So by that logic, it's got to be father of my children, my future best man, creamiest of creamers. That is Voida Cornett.
Very solid pick.
Age twice botanical.
Yeah, must have been absolutely no surprise there, but we know how well you two work together on track. So, looking to see what you guys can do in that Aston Martin. So, great pickup, and can't wait to see what Botanical does with Aston Martin as we head over to Ferrari, and it is Aussie who leads the Scuderia this season. Aussie.
Yep. I'm gonna select KLX.
And again, another no shocker, as we saw that coming from a mile away. KLX stayed on the board. But Aussie, I guess you can sort of say how KLX has done. Obviously, we know how well he was doing in Inters. Obviously, some time away, but is he ready to come back?
Oh yeah, he's probably this level now. He was originally obviously second to Prince so much times in Inters, but yeah, he's a bit of a boat now. He doesn't race as much, but basically Tier 1 this season is Tier 2, so he should be competitive even though he doesn't play. So all he needs is a few practice laps and he should be good.
Yeah, good to hear. Thanks for your pick, Aussie. We'll come back and just confirm what your pick 12 is, just in case. But we'll head over to Red Bull now, and it is Damo for the first time we're hearing from him. Got you, Damo.
Hello.
How are we this evening?
Oh, pretty good, mate. Pretty good.
So you've got picks 10 and obviously now pick 11. So who is your first pick 10?
I'm going to have to go for Loading Giraffe, please, mate.
Oh, loading rifle.
That'll do. Whichever one. Either one of those.
That's all right. You picked up a nice driver there. As I
another piece of expensive boys.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a good pick from Loading Rifle, as Annan and Ashton can agree with me.
Yes, yeah, he's definitely a solid driver.
Loading is definitely, Loading has been rapid when I've raced with him. I remember that he had an amazing championship battle in Tier 3 at Inters where he was absolutely rapid a couple seasons ago, and hopefully he can keep that pace. I've had a good couple of laughs with him as well, so a pretty top bloke if you match his sense of humour, but hopefully we see him doing well in Tier 1 this season.
Yeah, exactly right. So Rifle P 10. So who is your second pick in Tier 1?
We'll have to go for Alex 96, please.
All right, Alex goes into the Red Bull second seat. Zan and Ashton. I haven't seen a lot of Alex, so I can't give much information here.
Neither can I, Scotty. I think I had him reserved for me one race and then he either pulled out late or like pit and quit on lap 1. So I can't really comment on his pace, but like all the drivers here, you hope to see them do well. Hopefully he can pair well with Loading Rifle in that second Red Bull seat that's so cursed in real life. Hopefully he can bring some prosperity to it in AUSF1 Season 10.
Yeah, I have to say the same thing. I've definitely heard of the name. I might be getting confused, but yeah, haven't really seen anything out on track, so it'll be a nice little underdog story for him. So hopefully, Damo, you can treat him nice and well and see if he can
I treat
score some
everyone
good
nice,
points.
mate. Don't you worry about me.
No worries.
Oh, let's see it.
All right, well, we'll head back to Aussie because he was going to remain pick 12 unless there was a certain driver that was still on the board. Aussie, I have a feeling that you will be changing your pick 12.
Yeah, I am. I've said to this bloke I would pick him. So remove myself and put Verk in for pick 12.
Yeah, and to be fair, I spoke to you earlier, and I told you that I would be surprised if Verks stayed to 12, but obviously he did. So You get him.
We accept it.
So obviously you drop your full time, but obviously you'll probably reserve here and there if any of your boys can't make it. But Verk goes into P12. But yeah, that's a good pick from yourself. So good luck. We'll speak to you shortly. Pick 13 obviously is Botanical. So Botanical and Voida are your Aston Tier 1 group. So Jetman will be for the Haas second pick. So we'll wait for that to come in.
We'll just have to decipher that one actually because we've gotten a little.
No, all good because there's still there's a couple of good names still on that board that has not been picked. So I'm shocked with a couple of names on there. Yep. So surely with 5 spots remaining that those guys get picked up.
So we've got the pick. Jetman at Haas will be selecting Lockie or LX CHIE as the second driver, joining Tyler for the Tier 1 season. That's a pretty good lineup. I've definitely seen Lockie around.
Yeah, so have I, and yeah, that's definitely a very good pickup from Jetman. So he's going to have Tyler and Lockie in his Haas team as we head over to McLaren, and it is Legend. So we'll wait for that pick to come in from Mercy. But definitely an interesting grid so far with 4 spots left.
Yeah, we're just looking through that now. Sorry.
Aussie's typing, so hopefully we get it soon. But there's definitely some boys and maybe girls who should be picked on this list. But the pick has come through, and it will be Jay Cashmash partnering Simo in the second McLaren seat.
Yes, very, very good is Cashmash's seat. He's a bit of a tire whisperer, is Cashmash. Being able to pull off a couple of very, very nice one-stop strategies, which has gifted him wins and podiums elsewhere. So very excited to see what he can do in that McLaren this season.
Yeah, what's his name again? Jack Ash, and I've raced against him a couple of times. He's definitely that tire whisperer. So for pick 15, I think that's a very, very solid pick. So nice to see him drafted.
100%.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry, I cut you off, Ashton.
No, I was going to say there's only 3 seats left, and I reckon that every single driver left on this grid probably deserves a seat in Tier 1. I've got some personal biases as to who I think should get a seat, but I think every single one of them is equally deserving. But with 3 picks left, plenty of reserve opportunities throughout the season. Don't get disheartened if you miss out. Looking at a certain someone in chat at the moment who's having a bit of a crash out. But hopefully everyone ends up happy and everyone ends up getting some reserve opportunities.
That's right. Well, we'll head over to the Merc guys now, and we welcome back Devo. So your next pick 17. A lot of good drivers left on the board for you.
Yeah, look, 4 of my names are on the board still, so I'm cheering. But I got one bloke on the very top of my list. I promised him a drive at the very start, and that's Zilla. He's my boy. Always taking him.
Yeah, 100%. He was right in contention with Tier 2 last season for pretty much the majority of it. Some hard luck went his way towards the end of the season, which obviously helped his teammate win the championship. But Zilla, mightily quick. So yeah, that's a no-brainer, and I am very shocked that he's gone so late. So Bags and Zilla, that's a handy team you've got there, Devo.
Very, very handy team. Good to see what you guys can do in the upcoming season.
So we got 2 picks left. It is RB, so
Yeah.
it is Mozza.
See who he's
Aussies will be doing Mozza, and yep, surely this guy was going to get picked, and it has happened. Joining AIDS in that second V-Carb seat will be the letter P.
Yeah, I was waiting for it.
I think
So-
he's a bit I think he's a bit disheartened to fall to pick 18, but I'm sure he will accept the drive gratefully nevertheless.
Yeah, don't count P out here. So, yeah, definitely he's been picked nonetheless, but as a good pickup from RB. And as I said, if Mozza knows how well AIDS goes with pick 3, him having letter P at pick 18, bit of a steal as well. So I think that's a good pickup from Mozza that he sort of let Mercy decide. So yeah, great pick.
really agree with that one.
All right, so final pick will be from Jackson, and 5 names left on the board, and you could easily go that nearly all of them could have been easily picked earlier. So
Who's left?
you have
You've got
you have Cam,
Cam,
Logan, Toddy,
Toddy,
Woodosy.
Woodosy, and Scoob. Sorry, Scotty.
No, you're all right. So they're your 5 names.
Is it GLX Cam or?
Yes.
It is,
Yeah.
yes.
I'll take him.
Yeah, 100%.
Alrighty.
So Cam is the final name on the board. So he goes into the Sauber team. So yeah, that's a good pickup from yourself, Apollo, and Cam. That's going to be a very strong Sauber lineup.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. We'll chat to you shortly for Tier 2.
Bye.
So there are your names, and I think the big couple of shocks, Logan, Toddy, Scoob as well. I'd even put Ladozi. Those 4 are very, very hard done by. Toddy would nearly be a top 10 pick for me as well.
Definitely, yeah. I'm shocked any of those drivers didn't get drafted, though.
Yeah,
Momentum.
I mean, it's just difficult to put
Yeah, you can go, Jackson, because I think your pick's a little bit later on in pick 2 in Tier 2. So yeah, right. So we'll head over to.
Yeah, I just think it's I think it's extremely difficult for the TPs to get 24 drivers, including themselves, into 20 seats. But the 4 boys who, or maybe girls, but the 4 people who missed out definitely will have an opportunity to reserve throughout the season. And I'm almost 100% sure that not all of 20 of these drivers will be able to be full-time throughout the entire season. So hopefully everyone gets a reserve opportunity to prove themselves, whether it's for AUSF1 or whether it's for other leagues. But I'm sure that all 4 of the people who missed out and the Tier 1 reserves will all shine when their moment comes.
Yeah, exactly. So do you guys just want to quickly talk to that pretty strong Tier 1 grid? I think there's a couple of favourites to claim the championship, but just while I'm getting the stuff done in the background, who are you thinking about could be one of your favourites for taking both the drivers and the Tier 1 constructors title this season?
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of drivers I could win it. I definitely think probably count the top 5 in on it. Lord, Apollo, AIDS, Bags, and maybe Glob. Definitely see Letter P could come into it, but I don't really think anyone else could be in for a drivers' championship unless there's someone I don't really know about. I think Ashton could mostly agree on me with that. Maybe some other choices.
Yeah. Well, I think all of these drivers are extremely well matched. If I had to tip roughly 3 people to go on and win the championship, it would be Wood Marvey, who has some unrivaled pace, but leaves a bit to be desired on the consistency front. And Apollo Pepsi almost directly the opposite. Not as fast, but he is pretty much guaranteed to give you a consistent finish throughout the season. And Bags Liddell, once again, another fairly consistent, another fairly fast driver who definitely is a shoe in. But I think all of these boys, people like Tyler, KLX, and Verk, all of these guys are really fast. I think Ferrari look really strong in this tier 1 grid. Mercedes have got an amazing lineup. Biases of my friendship with Cam aside, I think he has potential to combine with Apollo Pepsi for a really good lineup. If AIDS turns out to be good, he and the letter P will tear this tier 1 grid up. And who knows about Toast? We haven't seen much of him. If he's any fast, paired with Lord Marvier, those Alpine boys will be hard to stop.
Yeah, no. Moza having AIDS and the letter P, I think that's definitely a lineup to watch for, considering how low letter P's dropped. So I wouldn't be shocked if they clinched it, as you said, gain Alpine as well. So I'm going to put an underdog on the board. I think Williams, if they're consistent enough, could be able to get the team championship, or at least the tier 1 constructors if they're lucky. Because I know those two will be definitely up there, and maybe not fighting for wins or podiums every round, but consistently up there, taking advantage of mistakes that come their way.
Yeah, exactly right. I think it's going to be, even though it's a short calendar, you've got to be consistent, get the points. So points go down to 15th. I believe, again, this season, 30 for a race win. So, again, you've got to be consistent if you're trying to grab both championships. But, yeah, it's going to be a very interesting Tier 1 grid as we head over to our Tier 2 grid. So the only one of the TPs that are racing full-time is Jetman, and he's in the second pick again like all the other TPs, so he gets pick 19. Sort of means he gets a bit of a nice pick too. We know Jetman will be a very, very fancied contender for the Tier 2, but there's definitely some names on the left-hand side there that are super, super quick, so I can't write out many of these drivers, but it's going to be a very, very tight Tier 2 grid, obviously racing on Tuesday night without Tier 3, so obviously the lower tier has been left on the Tuesday night. So as we get underway, do we have our first pick from McLaren, which is the Legends pick? Do we have that pick in?
Yes, we do. Aussie, the kind man, getting that settled for us. For the first pick of the Tier 2 draft, TMT will select Mason Zucker. I think that's how you pronounce it.
It is.
Hopefully it is.
Yeah, either or. Either way, he's probably my favourite to take out this Tier 2 championship. He has been mightily quick in Inter's last season and a couple of other leagues as well. So, as I said, Zucker is definitely a fancied... oh, no, that's the wrong one. Didn't mean to put him in Wombs. And then
you get a free driver.
And then I'm going back to the start screens. That's how well we were going so well until I stuffed that up. Hang on, back that one, and let's try this again, shall we? Right here. See, I thought one mistake here and there. Do we go to McLaren? Yeah, there we go. Now he's in the right spot. All right. So Mason, as I said, I think he's probably the favourite to take out Tier 2. I don't know about you boys.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe.
I've raced with Mason, I think, once at Inters, which might have been, I think, my last ever Inters race. He was my teammate as a reserve, and he was absolutely exquisite in a dry, wet enduro. He can pretty much do it all. I would definitely have him as my shoe-in to win this Tier 2 championship, although there are some more ridiculously fast drivers on this grid that I hope can give him a challenge. But Mason, definitely the consensus number 1 pick, and I think most, if not all, of the TPs would agree.
You know, he's definitely fast. So I do think a lot of drivers are caught up. So I'm expecting probably with the drivers I'm seeing, if they get drafted, maybe a 5 to 6 way title fight, at least towards the middle of the season. Don't know how that's going to look at the end, but it'll definitely be a close one. So still a solid pick for TMT.
Yeah, 100%. As we head over to pick number 2, and it is Jetman. So we got that pick in, yep.
Yes, I'll let you take it away, Ashton.
Yeah, driving for Haas this season, Jetman has picked an absolutely exquisite bloke and an exquisite driver. Tetris brings so much to the table with pick 2. He's mightily fast, brings setups, and I cannot stress how good of a pick Tetris is at pick number 2.
Yeah, that's a fantastic pick.
Yes, being his teammate when he was able to win the VSC Drivers' Championship, he's an absolute solid mate, and he definitely knows how to help a driver and his team out. So, yeah, he's definitely a driver to be watching, and I think for Haas, that'll be a very, very strong driver in terms of just helping the team out. So, a very, very good pick by Jetman to finish his team off.
Yeah, and let's not forget, Tetris is technically the reigning Tier 3 drivers champion for Oz last season as well, so he could technically go back to back depending if he's improved his pace. But yeah, not only is sort of he won VSC, but he did win Oz here as well, so he's in a very, very nice position at the moment. So yeah, Tetris and Jetman, that's going to be a hell of a lineup. So Haas nearly the favourites already to take pick 2. So as we wait for Moz's pick 3.
Perfect. So Moz's. Oh,
yeah. No, Xanon, you take this one away. I had the last one.
Okay. Well, for the third pick, Moz is going to select someone technically from home if we're counting servers. It'll be VSC Parsville going as pick 3. Definitely a very, very, very strong title contender. He is. The top 3 already on my list.
Yeah, 100%. And we know Parsville last season elsewhere nearly claimed a championship, but sadly missed out at the end. But Parsville's right up there. I've raced with him in another league, and very, very competitive, very close. He's also a very consistent driver as well. So yeah, definitely pick 3. That's a hell of a pick from Mozza. So looking to see what Parsville can do. And yeah, does not surprise me that we've got our top 3 up there at the moment. All right, so
were you going to say something, Xanon, or?
Oh no, I was going to let you say it. I'm sorry.
I was waiting for you to go. Jesus Christ.
Very organized.
Yeah, those top 3 are definitely a force to be a force to be reckoned with. I think there's some more extremely fast and consistent drivers on the grid to come. But I won't give away my tips because who knows what TPs are listening. I'll let them pick for themselves. I don't want to lead them down the wrong path, but that top 3 is definitely very solid, especially Haas. Jetman and Tetris is an amazing combination if they can start firing.
Yeah, 100%. As we'll head over to pick number 4, and that is Botanical Bot once again. Botanical, pick 2 underway. You got pick number 4. Who are you thinking? A lot of good names on that board.
A lot of good names. I actually reckon tier 2 is tougher to pick from than tier 1, which is a good problem to have. Surprised he's still up there. Nice and simple. Going for Scotty, please.
Oh, in the Aston Martin. I will take that and like that. So yeah, happy to be in your team this season. But
Thanks, mate. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, looking forward to it as well. So yeah, pick 4. It's going to be a very, very hotly contested grid this season. And yeah, as I said, I'm definitely not the quickest out of these lot. I'm probably, I'd even say 5th, 6th, maybe even slightly lower in pace. But I'm hoping my consistency will sort of get me through. Been a little bit since I won a championship. It's been 3 seasons since I last won the Tier 2 championship, so we'll see how we can go. But yeah, very happy to be picked by Aston Martin, and yeah, we'll see what we can do. As we next go to Red Bull. for pick number 5. Damo, who do we have for you for your 5th pick, or pick number 5?
I'm surprised he's still on the board, mate. He's one of the greatest of all times. And I'm going to have to go with F1 Original Paulie.
Yeah, of course, Paulie. He did some very, very nice drives last season in Oz Tier 3. So looking forward to see how he can do in the Red Bull this evening. Thank you, Damo. As we have Sauber next for their first pick. So we'll bring back Jackson.
You muted yourself, Jackson.
All right, so pick number 6 for yourself. Who are you thinking with the names left on the board?
Who you got taken?
Oh, Jesus.
So currently it's Mason, Tetris, Puzzle, myself, Scotty, and F1 Original Paulie are the 5 names that are gone.
I'll take Nigel.
Yeah,
once again.
That's he's probably up there in terms of one of my favourites to be in contention for this title as well. Very, very quick is Nigel.
Yeah, seems like Jackson loves Nigel. He's been a driver for him in many, many leagues. So he definitely sees some potential in him. So,
Nigel,
Jackson?
Nigel and Tetris, we sort of took him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Nigel, good pick for you.
100%. But thank you for your pick. We'll go to Alpine. So that's Toast. So we'll wait for the Alpine pick to come in.
That pick's gone through. Ashton, are you saying it or am I saying it?
I'll say it, Zandon. With the 7th pick in Tier 2, it's another driver I haven't really heard of. But Toast has selected Juba Cool, I believe is how it's pronounced, for Alpine in pick 7.
Yeah, no, definitely a name we haven't really seen around. I think he might be new to the AUSF1 scene. It seems like he's only joined as of recently, so definitely someone to watch out for. Could be a very, very big underdog. So to go pick 7, Toast definitely has some faith in him, so there must be potential there. Yeah, so still a solid pick for P7. Hopefully we can see what he's made out of.
Yeah, exactly. As we go to pick number 8, and we bring back Devastator. Devo. On mute. There we go.
Oh, yeah. It's a controversial pick. I know someone's going to throw his toys out the cop. I'm taking A-Dog.
Oh.
I was going to say, was that a controversial pick?
Pick the worst bloke.
You want to drive for fuck Ferrari?
Because Aussie was next. Aussie was next.
Nah, no big loss.
Yeah, that's still think that's a good pickup from you. A-Dog is really increased his speed. I know the fact that obviously considering the race that he had on Saturday night, where he had a bit of a crash out because of mechanical issues, but I think A-Dog will be very solid.
I thought we to never talk about that again.
Ted, it's no such words spoken to me. So
I blame Aussie. I blame Aussie too, Keiko.
Yeah, no, so that's a great pickup from Devo. So well done with that. We'll see you back in a bit as we head to Aussie next for pick number 9.
Yeah, I'm gonna go basically Mr. Reliable. I'm gonna go Batman.
Yeah,
I'm very shocked you went that low.
Yeah, exactly. I thought he was going to be a lot higher. So yeah, Batman. Because he's very, very competitive. He's Batman, and that's a bit of a no-brainer to be top 10 there. So yeah, congrats to you, Aussie, for that pick, and he will be driving in the Ferrari this season.
Good luck.
All
On
right.
to pick 10, though.
Yeah, so we got Williams, so it's Sheldon's pick. So we'll just wait for that name to come in. So definitely this is a feisty top 9 for what I can see. It's going to be very interesting to see how the season plays out. And there's still a couple of names on the board that I would have thought maybe might have been picked already, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, it'll be a very tight one. This grid, I think.
Shit,
It'll be nice to see how they battle, because it's going to either be a very, very clean grid, because a lot of these drivers are very experienced, or it could get very dirty, especially with how fast they are and how close they are. It can happen to the best of us, so it'll definitely be good to see the action out on track. Just waiting for that Williams pick, though. Do we have an update on that? I think...
ADOG has spoken up in the Discord text chat, and pick 10 to Williams, it will be Mertz.
Yeah, good.
Oh, Mert, yeah.
Good pickup. I think he was another one that took a little bit of a break away. Did a couple of races last season, I think in Inters, if I'm not mistaken. But good to see him back in a full-time position, and I think that's a very, very nice pickup for Williams for a pick 10. Pick 10 in this tier 2 draft. So yeah, shout out to Mertz.
Yeah.
For an pick 11, he's gonna be picking Hawker Faster as well. I just want to give a little shout out to him as well. In Saturday, he had a worse race than I did and still stuck it out. So that's a good pickup for Lil Sheldon, and he is reliable and will always, stick it out for the long run. So yeah, good pickup there for Lil Sheldon.
Yeah, I think that's a very, very nice pick up there. And yeah, as I said, it's one thing if you're not having the best of races, but as I said, every point could count. And as I said, points go down majority of the way down. So if there's a few DNFs and you've had a bad one, but you finish, you can still finish in a very nice spot. Especially with potential late safety cars, especially with around a couple of these tracks, which we know can get a safety car or two. But yeah, that's a good pickup. So that's a good Williams line up there for Mertz and Hawk Faster. So we'll bring Aussie back. So he has pick number 12 to round out his pack of 4 drivers for Oz this season.
Yeah, I'm gonna select T Salmons for pick 12.
Yeah, it's a very, very nice pick. He's won.
Go fuck yourself, Ozzy.
Yeah, I know with T Simmons, especially his 1 lap pace. His 1 lap pace is brilliant. I know a league that I did with him last season. He a little bit hurt with the consistency, just with a couple of collisions. Obviously, of course, not all of them his fault, of course. But if you can work a little bit more onto that consistency to join with his 1 lap pace, T Simmons will be another contender and probably gone very cheaply down in pick 12.
Yeah. If there's points to qualifying, I think T Samuels would have them all, but let's see what he can do in the race.
100%. So we will go to Devo for the final time for pick 13. Devo.
Whoops, Devo's muted.
Yeah, no, I'm not. What do you mean? Right, so ADOG, you want you give me the pick of the litter here?
Well, I know Zandon was complaining about wanting to watch the Big Bash final and told us to be quick with
No,
our
that
picks,
was actually
so we'll
me.
just-
So
Oh, it was Ash. Sorry, it was one of the champs.
yeah, Scorchers.
Squeakers alike.
Yes. Squeakers United would be deadly, to be fair.
Gotta drag this
Anyways.
out, you know.
Yeah. Well, I wanted Salmons, but Ozzy decided to be a
Repay the
hero
favour.
for once in his life.
Suck it.
Shining Swarm.
Yeah,
He's on
Shining
over, right?
Actually
No,
there?
no,
no,
full-time,
yeah,
yeah.
he was a late scratch.
Jay Beezer, didn't he have that really good run in DRS?
Did
I reckon he
How long
did,
ago?
eh?
You do a couple of races, I believe, for us. So is that going to be your pick?
Just you reckon? What do you reckon, Ado? You reckon you would take it?
Do you reckon he'll be a good fit?
Come on, we haven't got all night, fellas.
Yeah.
Come on.
I reckon we'll take JB's.
Okay, we'll take him. Yeah, we'll take him.
So JB's it for pick number 13. So yeah, I believe he did have some good races in the past, but yeah, looking forward to see what he and U-Dog can do. A-Dog can do. U-Dog, you and A-Dog can do in tier 2. Now you're throwing me off. So thank you, Devo. Good luck for the season ahead.
Cheers, guys.
As we'll head over to pick number 14. So it's our paint. So it's Toast's last pick tonight. So we'll wait and see which pick he has.
I believe he does not have a pet. I'm not too sure though.
Alrighty, so apparently all his picks are gone. So we are going to go with a bloke that I personally am a huge fan of, and he has been almightily consistent. Won't leave you your team unless he absolutely has to. RK Gaming at pick 14.
It also helps that he's the lobby host.
True.
But solid pick, very solid pick. Love racing.
That's why it's been
Yeah, definitely been a contender up there in the past in other leagues that I've seen. So good to see RK Gaming back on the full-time grid for Oz, and looking to see what he can do. Paired alongside Jubical, so a bit of an unknown unit, sort of the Alpine, but would not surprise me. And with how well their tier 1 lineup is, would not surprise me if that is a very strong Alpine foursome for this season. As we head over to pick 15 in the Sauber. So, Jackson, your final pick of the night.
Who's left?
So you've got I can't even pronounce half these names, so this is how well I'm going to go. So you got Abhishek, if I haven't butchered that. Abhishek. Ads, you got Bat, maybe if I'm pronouncing that. You got Cards, you got DP, which I think is Daniel Pop. Saw him in the Twitch chat not too long ago. Nox Crix, PMAC, Punsy, and Yell Harry, if I'm pronouncing that right as well. So they're your names left.
I'll take Ads, I guess.
All right, so Ads goes to Sauber this season. So good to see him back in Oz. So he will be paired alongside Nigel for tier 2. Jackson, all the best for the season ahead, and good luck.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right, so we'll head over to pick 16. Damo, your final pick of the night.
You muted Damo.
Fuck. I mean, yeah. Hello.
Who are we thinking your final pick of the night?
Is that Abashaki guy still there?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll take him.
Cool. There he goes. Pick number 16. Damo, thank you very much.
Thank you, Scotty.
He definitely wasn't slow, so definitely a good pick for P16.
Yeah, not a name that I've seen him around a little bit, but not a lot of info across sort of that I have knowledge of. So, but F1 original Paul in Abhishek, your 2 picks for Red Bull. So yeah, that's got to be a fascinating lineup for me personally to see how both of those guys go. Aston Martin, so final pick for Botanical.
If I can get him in here.
Botanical, your final pick of the night.
Okay, lads. This is starting to get tough now. Is there a silent killer on the list that I'm not aware of? Does anyone have any intel for me?
I've heard of a name, but I haven't personally seen him race. But I've heard some stuff about him.
Is that right?
If you want to go my pick.
But there's also another name on there that's kind of been around the leagues before as well, and it is pretty quick as well for tier 2 as well. So
is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, did have my eye on cards. Or do I take a punt on Punsey? Oh, all right, we're gonna go with Punsey. Fuck it, let's give it a whirl.
No worries. Punsey goes to Aston Martin for this season. So paired up with myself. So yeah, fascinating how I haven't seen a lot of Punsey. So hopefully said punt pays off. So Botanical, thank you very much and good luck with the season
Thanks,
ahead.
boys. Have a good night.
All right, so Punsey goes pick 17, joins me at Aston. So 2 positions left, pick 18, pick 20. It is Moz's pick. So we'll wait for that to come in. So 6 names left on the board.
Hello.
Oh, Moz for the first time tonight. How are we?
Pretty good. I just won my race, so I'm very happy.
Very nice indeed.
Fuck, I was gonna pick Punsey. Shut up. You know what? I'll go.
Cards.
No.
Good.
I'll go
Cards.
PMAC 1977.
Shit, cunt.
Shut up, A-Dog.
He was one I was looking at, PMAX, so he gets picked
Was gonna
to.
go Punsey.
There he goes to RB, but yeah, so PMAC goes in the RB. Mozza, obviously only one visit for the to the comms box, but good luck to you. Obviously not a full-time driver this season, but good luck with your team this season.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
So, pick number 19, obviously Jetman picks himself along with Tetris. As I said, Haas probably one of the favourites to win the Tier 2 Constructors with how strong that lineup is. So, final pick goes to McLaren. So, that would be TMT Legends' final pick. He has 5 names left on the board. So, Mercy doing his pick. So, out of the 5 drivers, who is the lucky last for tonight's AUSF1 draft Tier 2?
Well, I think everyone in chat has been egging him on to get a seat. But the final pick of the AUSF1 draft for season 10 will be Cuds joining the McLaren outfit. Hopefully he can pair well with Mason Zukwa, however you pronounce the final part of his name. From what I've heard and seen of Cuds, he can be quite fast when he turns it on. So hopefully he can turn it on this season in Tier 2.
Yeah, 100%.
Fully agree.
Yeah, it's going to be a very strong lineup at the McLaren. So McLaren and Haas, I think, going to be the 2 teams to watch this season. But yeah, that's definitely a strong lineup there. But that's your Tier 2 grid done. Fellas, thoughts about this grid? We know it's going to be tight with a lot of drivers in contention throughout the entire field. First thoughts looking at that list there?
Top 10. One of the closest top 10s I've seen in a while, maybe even down to the top 12, one of the closest top 12s I've seen. So, including the other drivers in like P19, P20, maybe even P16, it's going to be a very, very big fight for the top 10. I think you're never going to be safe for any position in the top 10, or not even going to be comfortable. So, I think it's definitely going to be a stressful season for some of these drivers because I'm going to see a lot of them in the title fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe
Ashton, your thoughts?
Well, I think that the runaway favourite to win obviously is Mason at pick 1, but I think that a lot of these drivers, except probably pick 4, have the capability to give Mason a serious challenge this season if he makes a couple of mistakes. I think Tetris has a lot of pace, Parzival has a lot of pace. There's a lot of people who can definitely turn it on. Mertz can have a lot of pace. And there's some drivers that I think were picked quite low. I think Jay Beezer can definitely turn it on. RK Gaming's deadly consistent. I'm not sure what his pace is nowadays, but when I used to pick him as a driver, he was quite consistent and decently fast. But I think the runaway favourite is probably Mason. But then close enough, I'd say Tetris, Scotty, Parzival. Most of the top 10 really probably have a shoe in that championship battle.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very close indeed with all of us there in Tier 2. So that is the 2 tiers done. Let's have a quick look at our team lineups. First, we will start with Alpine, led by Toast. It will be himself and Lord Mojave in Tier 1. Jubical and Arcade Gaming rounding out the Tier 2 grid for Alpine. Aston Martin, we head over Botanical Bot and Voider for Tier 1. Myself and Punsy. Botanical, as you heard, took a punt on Punsy, so we'll see how that goes for Tier 2, but very all-rounded lineup for Aston Martin. To Red Bull Racing now, we have Loading Rifle and Alex leading Tier 1 for Damo, and then in Tier 2, F1 Original Paulie and Abishkesh in Tier 2. So a very strong lineup for them. Mercedes, they are led by Devastator. You have Bags, Liddell, and Zilla. That's a very strong Tier 1 lineup. Tier 2, you have A-Dog and Jay Beezer. So Devo picking himself up 4 very nice drivers. Heading over to McLaren, you have TMT Legend leading McLaren. At Tier 1, it is the Simo and Cash Mash. Very strong drivers over there. And then Tier 2, potentially one of the favourites for the Tier 2 Drivers' Championship, Mason Zuka, along with Cards. Very strong Tier 2 lineup. We head over to Haas now. Jetman leading the way. Tyler and Lockie leading Tier 1. And then I think my personal favourite to take the Constructors in Tier 2, Tetris and Jetman. That is a hell of a strong lineup down there. So can't wait to see what he does in the American outfit. Mozza leads Racing Bulls. AIDS and Letter P holds Tier 1. And then in Tier 2, it is Parzival and PMAC for the sister Red Bull team. As we head over to Ferrari, it is Aussie 2K Go leading that team, KLX, and he took himself out of a full-time seat to bring in Verk very quick, recently winning a championship in another league, so that's got to be a strong Tier 1 lineup. And then Batman and T. Simmons, again, very, very quick lineup for Ferrari. So potential one of the favourites to take the overall Constructors title this season here as AUSF1. Sauber, Jackson, he has Apollo and Cam, another really strong Tier 1 lineup. Apollo, a recent champion in another league, so we'll see what he can do. He's got a hell of a fight against Lord Mojave if he wants an Oz Tier 1 championship. And then in Tier 2, Nigel, one of the favourites for Tier 2 Drivers' Championship. He is joined alongside Ads. As the final team we have is Williams, led by Little Sheldon. He has himself and Globdrip beside him in Tier 1, and then in Tier 2 he has Mertz and Hawk Faster. So they are your 10 teams with the lineup. So before we head, guys, as you had a quick round off with that lineup, thoughts coming into the season, and who is your favourites to become champions for AUSF1 Season 10?
You know, I think,
Well, I mean,
you go.
whoop, I Jesus Christ, I'll jump in. I was going to say that McLaren and Haas both seem extremely strong. I was assuming Lockie is a good scouting job by Jetman. Tyler, Tetris, himself, and Lockie definitely have the potential. I mean, we'll see how PMAC goes. Haven't seen him at the front much when racing against him, but hopefully he can turn it on this season. Letter P was definitely a snag for V-Carb, lower down in the Tier 1 draft order. But at the same time, Ferrari is probably my pick. KLX, Verk, Batman, and T. Salmons can definitely all turn it on their day, get quite high up the order in their respective tiers, and definitely put in a challenge for the overall championship.
Yeah, no, I can agree with you on some of them. Ferrari, that overalls could be theirs. I feel one of the solid, like the most well-rounded lineups. V2 definitely going to give that one. I'm going to assume Haas, they've got that one in the bag. And V1, I think that there's a lot of options. From my knowledge, I believe it was V-Carb that had a good lineup, but I'm not sure. I kind of already forgot. But I do know that there was a decent, solid amount of drivers. So I think V1 Constructors will be anyone's game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fascinating to see how these guys go. I think I've got a favourite for both championships and then obviously the teams, but yeah, it's all about that consistency over the course of the 12 rounds. And speaking of which, round 1 will start in Europe, and it is at Imola on the 2nd of Feb for the Tier 1 boys, so in 8 days' time, and then we'll go on to the Tuesday, the 3rd of Feb, for Tier 2. So we got the Europe triple header, Imola, Austria, Hungary, to start off this fascinating season. Obviously, we have two very, very tight grids. Tier 2, I think it's going to be very fascinating to see who wins, who claims those championships. Lord, if he's got his consistency down, he's definitely the favourite for Tier 1. But again, many things can happen in a 12-round season. But can't wait to get going in 8 days' time. Ashton, Zanin, thank you very much for helping me with the draft tonight. Very, very smooth, as we not too far over an hour. So we nearly got there. Yeah. So you guys can enjoy the rest of your Australia Day long weekend. But again, thank you very much for hopping in with myself tonight.
Thank you for running such a Thank you for running such a flawless stream as always, Scotty. Amazing to have you helping out AUSF1. But definitely make sure to tune in to the streams that happen throughout the 12 rounds of this season, as these grids look very, very close, and there will be some amazing racing across both tiers on Monday and Tuesday nights. So make sure to tune in, and thank you for tuning in tonight, as I believe Scotty said.
Yeah, 100% Zanin.
And I basically just shout what Ashton said. Thanks for tuning in. Good luck to everyone else. And thank you, Scotty, for having us.
No, thank you. Thank you for all the TPs who were with us tonight. I know a couple couldn't join us, so thank you to Mercy and A-Dog and Aussie that were helping in the background, the admins and the owner, to help us get through this draft very smoothly. So can't wait to catch you guys in 8 day time for Tier 1 out on track with the Tier 2 boys as well. But thank you very much for your company. We're back racing here at AUSF1. We'll catch you in just over a week's time for our first round at AUSF1 at Imola.